Bapu Surat Singh Khalsa devoted his entire life to the nation after June 1984 and dedicated his life to fighting the Indian government. His final struggle was related to the release of Sikhs who were serving their lives in jail for decades. Before that, Bapu Singh Khalsa had also dedicated his life to his community, but the Indian government still did not release these Sikhs. Bapu Surat Singh started Bandi Singh Release Morcha with a hunger strike in January 2015. Within 2 months, the morcha started attracting the support of Sikhs, and at the same time, the Indian state took Bapu Surat Singh into illegal custody and forced him to Dayanand Hospital in Ludhiana, where he was inhumanely tortured, placing food on his nose and forehead. Don't forget he's on hunger strike here. The feed pipes were then attached with stitches to his face, and he was force-fed liquid food and high-strength steroids, and this was done to keep him alive. He was forced to lie in a bed locked in a room in hospital for nearly 8 years. Meanwhile, he was kept under the close watch of the Indian police, and without the prior approval of the police, nobody from the Sikh community could visit him. After 8 years, Jatadar Bhai Jagtar Singh Hawara of the Akal Takht, who was imprisoned in Delhi's Tihar jail, ended his hunger strike after writing the orders. He ended his hunger strike after receiving orders from the Jatadar. Despite this, the tyrant government did not release him from hospital, and he remained detained under police custody. The government wanted to severely punish him for protesting the release of the detained Sikhs, and the government thus succeeded. He was eventually released in 2023 with the intervention of Sikh organisations, but to exacerbate the state cruelty, he was then detained at home in his native village, Hasanpur, even after being released. He was detained like this for another 1.5 years. Bapu Surat Singh's struggle to release detained Sikhs continued. In June 2024, he came to America with his family, but of course it was too late by then. He couldn't digest any normal form of food. The government had forced so much steroids into his body to keep him alive through the doctors, which were now starting to have deadly effects on his body. His health declined day by day, and despite this, he continued to join Khalistan's Jado-Jihad. Eventually his body gave way, but in his eyes, the freedom of his nation was always shining. His dream was that he would die and be reborn and continue to fight until Khalistan's independence in the national struggle. Throughout his struggle, Bapu Surat Singh Khalsa's body had of course been deeply injured through torture by police and the steroids administered by the doctors. But he was a Sikh warrior in his heart and in his mind, and he always remained in high spirits. At the end, this warrior was determined to leave this world fighting. Coming to America, he realised that the imprisoned Sikhs would never be released until Khalistan was liberated. So he declared Khalistan Zindabad in a loud voice.